going to use this same model to do a dome-shaped ceiling. So if I go to the level 2 interior, the technique would be the same. I'm going to put it down in this area here. Typically it's going to be helpful to me to have a section so I can look straight onto the plane that I'm drafting. If I go back to architecture, set, not set a work plane, but create a reference plane. So I'm going to draw the reference plane down through here. Pick it, give it a name. This is going to help me to locate it. I'll just say for dome ceiling. I know when I do a dome, I'm going to do it by using the option that says revolve, and when I do the revolve command, I'm going to want to specify where the axis of the revolution is. So typically what I do is put in the view another reference plane that will be the location for where the center of my dome ceiling is. I won't see a message, so in other words, when I go here and I say set where I'm working, I've now got this for dome ceiling, for barrel ceiling. And if I click on OK, it'll offer me views that I can draft on. If I go here first, so I'm looking straight onto it, then I could say set for dome, and I won't get a message because it's already something that I can draft on in this view. It doesn't have to switch me to another view. I can do it in this section view. Here I'm going to do the component model in place. It's a ceiling. I'll call it dome ceiling. And I'm going to use this revolve command. So the revolve command has two components. One is the closed boundary shape and then the axis line. So the closed boundary shape, if for example I do it something like this, there's the give me a center point, then two ends, and it goes automatically, it goes clockwise. So center point, actually a little hard to see on here. Let me switch that off. Let me cancel out for just a second. I've got these in my view and I am looking, cancel out altogether, and I'm looking straight onto these. Let me just make sure that that section goes all the way through. It should show me these. Okay, let me go to the view again. Start it at the beginning. I'm going to switch off that plane. I just wanted to see that that's the line that I wanted to use for my axis, and then I've got the plane that I'm drafting on. So if I now go set for dome ceiling, component model in place, a ceiling that I'm going to call dome, and I'm going to draw a revolve where my axis line is there. That's what I drew the reference plane for. It's not easy to see on the screen. And my boundary line, I was going to do this where I say place the center, then there's the beginning and up to the end. I'm going to leave it short here just so you can see. And then what I'm going to do is what I did before. I'm going to say it has to be a closed shape. So offset by 2 inches here. Close my shape. You have that come straight out, and then trim TR to draw the outline of what I want. So I've met both conditions. I have a closed shape, and I have an axis line, a closed boundary and an axis line. Now I can say I'm done, and it sweeps it around and makes a dome. If I ever need to change it, I can pick it, say edit the revolve, go back into the command to make a change to the geometry. I'm just using the up arrow to swing it back, or the right arrow to push it to the side, or any of my other commands. Align to here, that edge of the boundary, and then when I'm done, that's it updated and gone back to what I wanted. The other thing that I'd mentioned before, this is the first form, and I could continue and make other forms in here. Before I exit the command, it was to create the in-place component. I can pick this and I could assign a material in here if I want to do that too. But I'm going to leave that without a material and say I'm done. So if I go back to my 3D view when I was in there, there's the dome shape that I created. And then the reason you're doing this with the ceilings is that a lot of the lights are ceiling based and so can only be placed on a ceiling. If I go back to my option here, architecture, place a component, load a family, L for lighting, architecture, interior. I'll choose just the one of the ceiling based lights like the spotlight, and you see that I can place that in here. I'll put a couple just so you see it. So if I switch to that view, I might need to just move that forward a bit so you can see within the ceiling. Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe VG, just make sure lighting is switched on. It is switched on. Okay, question, why did I not see that? So back here. Oh, I think I had the wrong light fixed. It was one of these downlights I wanted. And then you can see it on the ceiling. So put one there, back on my section. There's my downlights mounted on the underside of the ceiling object. So that was the dome ceiling and the barrel ceiling.